Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yes. A Friday afternoon. Enjoy my Gladiator Vanilla Smoothie King. From the Smoothie King on Jefferson Highway across from Oshner. They just mixed it up for me. How about 45 grams of protein in that bad boy in just 20 ounces? Yummy. All Smoothie Kings aren't the same. Smoothie King, Jefferson Highway across from Oshner. The old Metairie Smoothie King Airline at LeVar by Causeway by the Rouse's Shopping Center. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. If you're checking us out on TV or YouTube, you see me slurping down the Smoothie King Gladiator Vanilla. If you're listening on the radio, you'll have to use your imagination. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Cha-ching, kaboom goes the dynamite. We're heading towards the weekend. Yeah, you're right. Boy, what a gorgeous day in New Orleans. Metro area, Gulf South, just outstanding weather. Are we even at 60 degrees? Because it is just sunny, cool, and comfortable outside as the day winds down. 63 degrees. It's got to feel like 50-something, I would guess. Feels like 60. Feels like 50-something to me. Breezy, sunny, nice. That's kind of the forecast for like the next 5 days or so. Really sunny all the way through Christmas Wednesday. But boy, some cold temps coming up in Metro New Orleans. Tomorrow morning, 38 degrees when we wake up. The high's only 53. On Sunday, 39 degrees when we wake up, and the high's only 56. But by Christmas, we'll be right back to a high of 70 degrees. Hey, I honestly, I don't mind it. To be honest with you, just telling you the truth, I don't really mind it. That's one of, I talk about New Orleans and culture and people and architecture and history and food and music. But weather is one of the big things why I stay down here, that's for sure. Weather's one of the big things. I mean, we have summer, which is brutal. You get used to it. Thank God for air conditioning. But you can still do stuff outside. You just sweat like crazy and you justify it like I'm flushing out the system, cleaning out the body, sweating. You can still do everything outside during the summer. It's just hot as hell. The winter time, we can still do everything outside. We're up north. It's shut down for 3-4 months. No outdoor activity unless, it's skiing or, something in the snow or the ice or the cold. It's just not desirable temperatures. So no, we're 24/7, 365. We can do everything year round. The non-summer season, pretty damn good. If it ever gets too cold or too hot within a day or two, it's 60 degrees again, like right now. Just gorgeous day. Hard to beat right now outside in Metro New Orleans, Gulf South. You're checking us out in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Cajun Country, home of Thibodaux, North Shore, Southern Mississippi, Southern Alabama, Panhandle of Florida. Get outside right now. That's an order. It's just too damn nice. Gorgeous is an understatement of what the weather is outside right now. No, but it's going to get nippy overnight. It's going to get cold. Hey, if you're looking for a place to check out like the second half of Tulane and Florida in the Gasparilla Bowl from Tampa, Florida, the Gators lead the Green Wave 6-0 at half, 6-0. The 9-4 Wave, the 7-5 Gators who have been on fire lately. Winners of 3 or 4 straight, if I'm not mistaken, including top 25 teams then. LSU, Ole Miss, nice wins. Tulane, 0. Florida, 6. Or Gators 6-0 over the Wave at halftime from Tampa. That game's on ESPN2 if you'd like to check it out. But if you're a Cox subscriber or a Spectrum TV subscriber, stay where you are. Cox Channel 4. That's me, Corey Johnson, the Neutral Ground till 5:30 on TV. Spectrum Channel 333 till 5:30. We're on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost a thing. And we're on Oh So Fine 93.9 FM till 6 o'clock. You can also check us out right now on 107.9 FM. Yeah, radio, 2 FM spots. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. Now, if you're looking for a great spot to check out the Green Wave, LSU, their upcoming bowl, Pelicans, Saints, other bowl games, NFL playoffs, legendary Tracy's new location, bigger and better than ever. Too many flat screens to count that literally they're everywhere. It's like a 120-inch monster in the main room surrounded by 20 or 30 flat screens, a second floor full of flat screens, a balcony overlooking magazine. All your favorite teams, Saints, LSU, Tulane, Pels, and more. Magazine at Pleasant. Caddy corner from that Bromart on Magazine. Magazine at Pleasant, which is between Washington and Louisiana. Between Washington and Louisiana, Magazine at Pleasant, legendary Tracy's. Sports bar, restaurant, a full kitchen featuring one of the best roast beef po' boys anywhere. I know I say that every time I talk about Tracy's because it's true. A full kitchen, food you actually want to eat, featuring one of the best roast beef po' boys anywhere. When it's time to check out your favorite sports teams, hard to find a better spot than Tracy's. Magazine at Pleasant. Hard to find better weather than what we're experiencing right now in New Orleans. Just gorgeous. I had a nice afternoon, a nice lunch. Went down, met about 25 friends. 25. Down at Merrill, in the warehouse district, I guess, near the World War II Museum. What is that, Girard and Magazine, roughly? Right behind Gianna. It's an Emerald restaurant. Merrill, met a bunch of folks for lunch. Snacked on a bunch of different stuff. Barbecue shrimp were really good. This flatbread that they make, it's like a foot long or so. It's all blown up. I guess they bake it in some pizza oven. Pretty good stuff. Dipping that in the barbecue shrimp sauce. That's about as New Orleans as it gets. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you're right. We got a good one lined up for you. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc., 5 minutes away. Michael Hecht, Greater New Orleans, Inc., 5 minutes away. A lot to discuss, including a Super Bowl about 50 days away. Fridays with Fletcher Mackel, WDSU Sports, 20 minutes away. 5 o'clock powwow, about an hour away. We'll go to Uptown, the Riverbend, Carrollton neighborhood. Frank Brigsten, will join us from Brigsten's restaurant. James Beard award-winning chef. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Fantasy Friday. Audubon Gutters with you since 1991. They've been doing it, gutters, a year longer than I've been doing radio and TV. They are the Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. The Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. They don't do paint. They don't do roofs. They don't do siding. They don't do windows. All they do is gutters, hence the name Audubon Gutters. Why would you even consider going to anyone else but Audubon Gutters for your home or business? AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Hey, Michael Hecht's going to join us in his usual time in about 15 minutes or so. Right now, WDSU sports director, sports reporter, sports anchor, Fletcher Mackel joins us. What up, Fletch?
Hello, Corey. Beautiful day. Going to be a little feeling like Christmas after earlier this week. It did not. So, so all good.
Now, I don't know if you have to go to Travers and borrow it because he's got it, but it is Christmas time. You could take that awful maroon suit you got and the awful green suit and wear like the pants from one and the coat from the other and be like Christmas colors.
So I'm just going to let you know, I usually about like once a year, I'll clean out my closet. I cleaned out my closet and the green suit went to Goodwill. So,
wow.
Yeah. So 12 years, it was just, it had run its course. So not to say I won't get another one eventually, but the original green suit that I bought in 2012 is no longer.
It ran its course 11 and a half years ago.
Well, amazingly, some people actually liked it. So.
I hear you. Fletcher Mackel's with us. That sucks because you could have hung on to it for a few more weeks and, like I said, wore the red pants with the green coat.
Yeah, you're right. And then in full-blown Christmas.
You could have got away with that. I mean, honestly, it's New Orleans. You see some of the stuff folks wear, some coats that's like, Fletch, seriously, aren't you like, okay, I get it, it's holiday or it's this time of year, you have a coat that works for this time of year. You actually paid money for that ugly thing? You've seen that look, haven't you?
I have seen that look, yes.
Yeah. Cooper Manning has a suit with like money on it. It's awful. It's awful.
It's awful. It's awful. It's funny.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Fletch, you want to get into sports or you want to talk food?
It's your show. I am just here for your amusement in whatever capacity you would like to use me.
Oh boy, in that case, I'd be like, go home and clean my gutters, but I got Audubon gutters with the leaf guard system. Some new gutters installed, so I don't need you to clean my gutters. Maybe you could plant some azaleas that I didn't water about a month or two ago and they died, since you pretty much said, I've got you for a while. Why don't you head to my house and plant some azaleas?
Yeah, I mean, do a better job. Be a better plant owner, Corey.
I know. I need to keep up on the watering. I admit it. All right, I have 10 azaleas. There's still 5 of them. 5 died. 50%. I'm a terrible plant owner. That's got to be better than the Saints and Pelicans record, respectively, in December. They each have 5 wins.
It's rough, man. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a time when I look back and I think both teams were this bad at once. I mean, the Pelicans are 5-23, and look, they're running out of excuses. I get it. Zion and Brandon Ingram aren't playing right now because of injury, but like DeJounte Murray's back, Herb Jones, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Yves Nisi. I mean, like they've got enough to win a few games here and there and start to climb out of this, and they're not. And then the Saints, I mean, look, they're mathematically still alive, but on Sunday, if the Bucks beat the Cowboys, the Saints are officially eliminated from playoff contention. And I can't wait to see the direction that they go. Is it Rizzy? Are they going to completely, blow this up and start over again? Like, I'm just curious. But the tough thing is this. both these franchises were all in right now. They really believe they were championship contenders. The Saints, and especially the first 2 weeks when they came out and just blew the doors off of the Panthers and the Cowboys to open the season, they really thought we're back. Like, we're back. We're making a run to the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and it's all falling apart. And it's not easy to escape some of the bad contracts and things they've done overnight. And the Pelicans are the same way. The Pelicans entered the league, 6 of the top 100 players in the NBA. Only the Celtics had more. Talk of a deep run, just like the Mavericks last year, getting to the NBA Finals, what Dallas did. Maybe that could be New Orleans this year. And here they are at 5-23, and it's not easy to escape some of the moves they've made or what they've done salary-wise. So both of these franchises are in a really precarious inflection point situation, if you will.
You had a scathing piece on the Saints.
I don't know if it was scathing. I think it was just the truth. And here's the thing. I didn't want it to be scathing. Like, I understand. It was slanted more negative than positive because they're going to miss the playoffs for a 4th straight year. They're going to have a losing season for the second time.
I don't even know if negative or positive, maybe just hard truth.
Yeah, hard truth. That's kind of what I was saying. And so here's the thing, and here's why. Celebrating the past is fine. We should always celebrate our past. We do that very well here in New Orleans. I was saying that is we celebrate things in this rich history and food and music and culture, but sometimes we don't elevate to keep up with other cities. The Saints mask the problems of the present by celebrating the past and not really elevating. I feel like you can celebrate, but you have to elevate. And that's where they failed. They are victims of nostalgia because they always revert back to, well, we're a championship organization. We won the Super Bowl. We were the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's like, well, all that stuff. You were the number 1 seed 6 years ago. You won a Super Bowl 15 years ago. Like, it's time to get out of that mindset. You are now a bad organization that can't beat anybody good and hasn't done anything significant in a long time.
No, that's a really great point, especially the Super Bowl 15 years ago, 2009. This is the 59th Super Bowl. That was Super Bowl 44.
Right. And here's the thing.
It's a long time ago, generation ago.
And Drew Brees, I mean, look, if we'd have been talking about the 2009 Saints when they won the Super Bowl, it's like, well, let's go back 15 years. Let's go back to 1994. Jim Mora that's a world of difference.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So now I just look at it and think we got to get again. I really have no problem. That's the greatest achievement in New Orleans sports history, winning that Super Bowl. We should celebrate it, but we can't mask the problems of today and continue to harp on we're great, we're great, we're great, we're great, we're great. Believe us, we won a Super Bowl. It's like, right. 15 years ago, we were one bad call away from another Super Bowl. Right. 6 years ago, like, a lot of this greatness has deteriorated. And so, again, I use the term victims of nostalgia, that's what they are, that they are kind of trapped in that mindset, and they have got to find a way, be it bringing in some new voices, like maybe there's a new executive out there. Maybe there's some hot shot, like creative thinker with the Kansas City Chiefs or the Seattle Seahawks or the Denver Broncos. Go find that next great executive and bring him into your front office. Go find the next great coach. And I understand these things are easier said than done, but they did it once. They found Sean Payton and Drew Brees, and they were force multipliers of greatness. Go find that again. It's hard. It's going to be very hard, and they may miss, but trying to keep alive what they were has failed, not miserably, but it's failed in a way that it shows they need change. It was all about what we've created isn't just Sean and Drew. The bones and the structure is here. Dennis Allen's going to be successful. We identified Derek Carr. It's like, guess what? Like, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. Like, find something that works. And it can't be this. So that was my point, is don't sell me on Darren Rizzi. don't sell me on Aaron Glenn, who I really like, but I don't want this. They know us. They're part of us. We're great. It's like, if that's the way they go, then they're failing on the first step out the gate.
Fletcher Mackel's with us for a few more minutes. Fletch, as we speak, the Gasparilla, I don't even know what Gasparilla is. Gasparilla Bowl going on in Tampa. Third quarter just getting underway. Florida leads Tulane 6-0, limiting the Wave to just 62 yards of total offense in the first half. The Wave was 1 of 7 on third down, but they're starting to move the ball a little bit now in the second half, it appears, at least trying to run the football if penalties don't get in the way. But Tulane trailing Florida 6-0.
Yeah, it's been pretty unwatchable so far. And again, look, I feel bad. Ty Thompson, this is probably obviously why he didn't beat Mensa for the job. And it's a tough spot to put him in. It's a tough spot for them to be in. Bowl games that aren't playoff games now are starting to just kind of become participation trophies, like just an extra month to let your team practice and figure out maybe who you are and who some key young guys are going forward. But yeah. I mean, look, you and I come from a different era. I remember growing up, bowl games were the big deal, and it was awesome. Look, I work in television. I understand. Live TV is where we are now. Like, streaming, your scripted shows are on streaming. Live TV is live news, live weather, live sports. That's why everybody wants it. So there are 43 bowl games now. 86 teams of 130 go to a bowl game.
Crazy.
And then with the transfer portal and all this, then a ton of, they lose some of their best players. So it's just,
it's crazy.
John Summerall's a great coach. They're going to be fine next year. But this bowl game has not exactly been, boy, oh boy, this is great.
Yeah, no, you're right. College football is totally different. Let's talk about the changes in college football next week. Fletch, Merry Christmas.
All right, no problem, Corey.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the car barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disk, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, business, 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business, 504-556-0809. Dave Miette.
Home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. Guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get in that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you every day. This program brought to you by Rouse's Markets. Best quality, best price, best selection. Tastes like home. Your Rouse's Markets. About a third of all Rouse's are in Metro New Orleans, by the way. 20 plus Rouse's in Metro New Orleans. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. joins us on the program again. What up, Miguel?
What's up, KJ?
Happy holidays.
Time of the year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that stuff.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Yourself?
I'm doing great, man. You know, we're starting to really see progress on the Super Bowl stuff, which is super exciting.
Yeah. Before we get into specifics, just generally speaking, you gave a Super Bowl infrastructure update via Greater New Orleans Inc. within the last 24 hours or so. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're going to start now every week putting out an update that's going to say what's been done, what's happening this week, and what's happening going forward. One is just to inform people so they can plan their days because it's going to be a lot going on. And the second is because, we want to emphasize to people this is not just for the Super Bowl, that the benefit of new roads, new sidewalks, new lights, new signs are going to, be there for years and years to come. So we had a few people, it's something we had wanted to do at first. It was too complicated. Now we know how to get the information. So every single week it'll come out now as a way of hopefully just promulgating what's happening.
And what is happening specifically? Let's talk about specific things. French Quarter, you guys are hitting that hard right now, right?
French Quarter, 50-plus roads and the sidewalks that go next to them. 900 lights, all new street signs, bollards on Bourbon Street, quality of life sweeps, homeless abatement, and maybe even a garbage contract.
Might even pick up the trash.
It might even pick up the damn trash. I don't even know what's happening with that. That's become such a legal morass. Who knows?
Hey, the streets, blacktop, concrete, whatever. The sidewalks, a lot of them are like slate. Is it slate getting replaced? Are they just getting concreted over, bricked? How's that going to work?
There's two separate contracts. One is concrete. The other one is called specialty. And the specialty would be the slate.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, the slate gets done appropriately.
So no potholes on the sidewalk anymore.
That's the idea. They're very dangerous. Unfortunately, I know a visitor recently broke their leg in one of them. It's really a real hazard. So hopefully those get, closed up because it's not only unsightly, it's physically dangerous.
And no more loose pieces of slate?
That's the idea. We're concentrating around the cathedral, around St. Anne, St. Peter, trying to make sure that's all down. And look, Corey, still, if people see something, they can email us at superbowl@gnoinc.org, superbowl@gnoinc.org, and let us know what they're finding.
Yeah, that folks, don't think for a second. I swear, Michael, I think folks see things and then they're like, they know. It's like, no, maybe they don't know. I don't care how obvious you think it is, right?
No, it's really important because we have this database that we're trying to make kind of mutually exclusive, completely exhaustive. And, sometimes things are not there. Also, if somebody complains about something repeatedly, then it tends to get bumped up. The squeaky wheel theory, holds. It's true. So, yeah, and look, we do read and see all the emails. So, folks don't think they're just going into a black hole. They actually have an impact.
Look, if you live out by Lakeview and your streets are a problem, you live out in the east and there's some kind of problem with dumping or something, that isn't where you go, superbowl@gnoinc.org. But if you live around the CBD or Warehouse District or French Quarter, you're in an area of uptown, St. Charles Avenue, where you feel tourists are going to be, where Super Bowl folks are going to be, that's what this sense of urgency is about. So follow up on what Michael was talking about, folks. superbowl@gnoinc.org. Send a photo, send a little video, give a description. What is something that we might be overlooking? We get numb to this crap, this stuff, graffiti, trash, litter, weeds, whatever, much less potholes and other infrastructure problems. We get numb to it. So send the photo really to Michael.
That we don't. Yeah, that's definitely true. So, and Corey, you're good about that, almost to a fault. I think sometimes you video your entire day. You're like, Hecht, look at this city. I'm like, I need more specifics, Corey. You're like, look, it's everything. I'm like, Corey, come on, use your adult words.
Well, that time you sent the reply, move already, you rat bastard, I knew I was going overboard.
Yes, exactly.
Jeez. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Michael Hecht's with us. What are we, like 50-something days out?
Yeah, we're 50, I want to say 52 days out. I actually didn't check today. We're right above 50, but that means we're actually less than 50 because, the festivities start the week before, right?
Yep. Yeah. No, exactly. That's when those 500 plus G5 and larger jets are expected at Lakefront Airport.
That's right. And by the way, Corey, we got some Lakefront Airport swag made. You know how you can get MSY hats for the big airport? We had NEW hats made for Lakefront. That's the call letters.
Nice. Sweet. Hand those over to those wealthy billionaire types.
Oh, yeah. And the staff is a great crew out there. They're small but mighty.
Yeah, no, that airport's that's a great asset for the city. There's no doubt about it. Michael Hecht with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Hey, Michael, tell us about this partnership with SLU up in Hammond and STEM and education and things like that.
So, well, we continue to do a lot of work up with Hammond, and Southeastern is kind of like quietly one of the really great tech schools that we have. Particularly, we're working with them on aerospace. They were at a meeting that we had recently with the folks from NASA. We also work a lot with them on tech and AI and internships that are related to that. So, yeah, Southeastern and Dean Dan, they're one of our favorites up there in the cute little hamlet of Hammond.
You said it. I mean, it is a hamlet. I've been talking about how Hammond should be a retirement community for the country. It is such an underrated place. It's a great, lifestyle. It's in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, 40 minutes from Baton Rouge, about 50 from New Orleans. You're on I-12 corridor, so you're kind of out of hurricane flood zone, sort of. It's just it's a quaint little town down by the railroad station and all that, the old railroad station. It's just incredible. And SLU's about 15,000 students now. Hammond is underrated, underappreciated.
Yeah, Hammond is definitely an arbitrage because you got everything you need. Great restaurants, great downtown, great university, beauty. You got the river, the Boga Cheetah, I think is near there. Their issue there for years has been the quality of the public schools. That's been an issue relative to St. Tammany, but they're getting better on that. So it's absolutely up and coming. They're business friendly, a lot of great business operations up there. Can't say enough good things, about what they got going on there. And Robbie Miller, the president, does a great job. His whole team up there in economic development are excellent.
No, it really is. It's underappreciated. Hammond right up I-55, less than an hour from the Crescent City. Hey, Michael, any singles, doubles, triples, home runs, anything like that?
Well, did we talk about Capado yet or not yet?
I don't know. No, what's Capado?
So Capado is an AI.
Oh, yeah. Last week a little bit, about 20 jobs for the city. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So we got that one. That was the most recent. No other announcements this week. No, per se. But still a lot of great momentum. Everybody's still talking about the Meta deal and everything going on with that. We're trying to get Mark Zuckerberg down here for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
I really, this is, I don't remember exactly when we started doing the show together. It was sometime in the mid 80s, I think. But, there was a time when every week it was a single, a double, somebody gets walked to first, a grand slam. I think we're getting back towards that type of rhythm, which would be a lot of fun. Give us something to talk about on the radio,
Yeah, get that good momentum going. All right, Michael, let's end it in the Corey Johnson fashion. This $2 million that Oliver Thomas wants to spend on studying a potential grocery in the East. Yeah, I'm not a grocery store owner, but I guarantee you Donnie Rouse and Winn-Dixie and everybody's studied it already. And there's a much better use of spending $2 million in the East. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes. That's Michael Hecht. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
I mean, look, these retail operations, Trader Joe's, the grocery stores, they've got all the data.
Yeah.
They just want to know that they're going into a reasonable, secure, environment, where they know what they're going to get. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what a study would tell us.
No, I don't either. And I think $2 million, my God, that's a lot of money. You could definitely put it in the right spot that would help New Orleans East land some company or get jobs at Michoud or clean up Chef Highway or something that has actual value and return to the citizens of the East. Anyway.
Did you see, Corey, by the way, the big piece that Laura Rodriguez did on Nord?
Yes. No, it's terrible. Nord's that's an Arnie Filco thing. If Arnie Filco's plan would have been enacted, Nord would be fine, but instead it stayed down the usual crappy path. No, we'll talk about that next week. Let's get through Christmas on a positive note.
That's right. Look, this next Friday, I think I'll be in Denmark. So let me wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to you on the other side. And I think you've been mostly nice, only a little bit naughty. So I hope that you're treated well by Santa.
Thank you, Santa. Enjoy the North Pole. Happy New Year, Michael.
Life on St. Charles Avenue. Now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what,
It all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
It is holiday season, guys. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You just heard that Woodhouse Day Spa commercial. There's your answer. What am I going to get her? A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's exactly what she wants. She wants this. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa, guys. I recommend hitting one of the 5 area locations. I've been mentioning this the last few weeks, that lobby foyer area, the front part of the Woodhouse Day Spa, each and every location, the 5 locations. They've got great stuff out there for her, like moisturizer and candles and bath salts and all kind of stuff like that. Robes, slippers, things you can heat like in the microwave to put on her neck and stuff. Stress relief. No, you get a little goodie bag, put that together with the help from the staff at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. Get her a full-blown day of relaxation. That is a grand slam home run Christmas gift, holiday gift. WoodhouseSpas.com. You can print your own gift card online, any denomination. Book a appointment for her, WoodhouseSpas.com. But like I said, I'd hit one of the 5 area locations and get some stuff out of that lobby foyer area. Make up a little goodie bag for her. WoodhouseSpas.com. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, it's holiday season, guys. Problem solved. Woodhouse Day Spa. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Absolutely gorgeous day outside. Tough to beat. Sunny, 63 degrees. Get outside, enjoy it as the sun starts fading out the sky. And tonight, do something outside, outdoor dining, drop some coals, do some grilling in the yard, enjoy this weather. Tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to drop tonight, overnight especially. Tomorrow morning, 38 on the South Shore when we wake up, and the high is only 53. Sunday, 39 when we wake up, and the high is 56. So right now, like 63 degrees. In a few hours, we'll get into the 50s. We won't see the 60s again until maybe Monday. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of Union Home Mortgage, obviously a mortgage company. I don't know what Gasparilla is. Anyway, Tulane and the Florida Gators going at it. Third quarter, Wave trailing 9-0. You can check it out on ESPN2. No, Tulane's had a lot of trouble. I mean, Darian Mensah, their starting quarterbacks now at Duke. Ty Thompson, the transfer portal quarterback from last year, is starting today. It's kind of college football within like an 18-month to like 36-month time span, like a year and a half to 2-3 years, has gone from college football we've kind of known the last few decades to NFL junior. Free agency with the transfer portal. It's free agency. You can transfer as often as you like. TJ Finley, this QB, I think from Ponchatoula that committed to LSU like 5 years ago and played a year with the Tigers. He's taken advantage of the transfer portal. This will be his fifth school, Tulane. He transferred this week to Tulane, TJ Finley, his fifth school. He says he wouldn't change a thing, loves the rides, like LSU, Florida, all over. Smaller schools now to Tulane. No, college football is pay to play. It's not NIL. It's not name, image, likeness. It's pay to play, and it's free agency via the transfer portal. It's the NFL junior college football. 9-0 Florida over Tulane, Gasparilla Bowl from Tampa, Florida. About 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. So still a lot of time to Wave to tighten up, wake up, and try to slap some points on the board while slowing down the Gators. 9-0 Florida. Yeah, you right. Friday afternoon. Good place to check out the Wave. Get a bite to eat right now. Katie's in Mid-City. That's as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville Corner Telemachus. In Mid-City, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. Big portions, great for sharing. New Orleans specialties, old school. A Mid-City mainstay. Iberville Corner Telemachus. Katie's. Corey Johnson with you. On a Friday afternoon holiday season, Fantasy Friday. Yeah, you right. Fired up for this weekend. A cold weekend. Temperatures are going to roughly be from about 38, 39 degrees when you wake up to around 53, 54, 55, both Saturday and Sunday. Not high 50s getting into the 60s. Low to mid 50s as the high. And the low temperature, about 15 degrees cooler, like 38, 39 degrees to start each day. So a chilly, nippy weekend, to say the least. We need I don't mind the cold one day, hot the next. I have no problem with it. We need a little cold spell, though. You know who gets all frisky and absolutely loves this cold weekend weather we're about to experience? This guy. What, Blue Boy? The cold weather gets you moving. You can't just lay around and be lazy, taking in that sun and that heat. It gets you moving. You got to get the blood going to stay comfortable. I hear you, buddy. Gets you what? Frisky. Yeah, I said that. Frisky. 5 o'clock power hour is next on a Fantasy Friday. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Blue boy.
On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM. WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Oh, yeah. Let it roll. Where's Drew Brees when you need him? Drew Brees is right on the money. It is indeed New Orleans. Corey Johnson back at you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Out with 2024, in with 2025. Can you believe it? How about Friday? Big weekend in front of us. A cold weekend. Basically 40s and 50s. That's not really the best way to say it. We start like 37, 38 on Saturday and Sunday morning, and the high temperature, we might get to 54, 55. So 40s and 50s isn't right, because it ain't high 50s. It's low to mid 50s as the high over the weekend. And it's below 40s to start the day. We'll wake up to the high 30s. That means on the North Shore, probably around freezing. That means on the North Shore, the triple P thing is in effect. Triple P. Protect. Plants, pipes, pets. Most importantly, the pets. Animals that are outside. Protect them. On the North Shore especially. No, going to be a little cold. Fired up, though, for the weekend. Christmas week, New Year week. Wow. Just back to back. I don't know how much productivity is going to be had in the metro New Orleans area. Seriously. I don't know what kind of productivity with Christmas and New Year falling on Wednesday. Folks are going to take off Wednesday, obviously. They're going to take off Tuesday and Thursday on either side of it. And then you're almost to the weekend. It's like, what am I going to do? Go into work on Monday and Friday only? Yeah. But a lot of folks are going to be like, the hell with that. So, honestly, this is the end of the year as far as work. I don't want to just throw out arbitrary percentages, but I feel like it's like about a third of what you want to try to get done in the next 2 weeks. Like a third of it won't be able to happen because the people won't be available. That business really won't be open. They're not going to have the full-time staff, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm thinking with Christmas and New Year falling on a Wednesday. You take Christmas Eve off, you take the day after Christmas. All of a sudden, there's just a Monday and a Friday. Some people are going to work Monday and Friday. Kaboom, right here. But some folks, it's like, man, I'll see you in 2025. I'll see you in 2025. As we speak, the Gasparilla Bowl, third quarter winding down. The Florida Gators seemingly in control against the Wave. They lead 16-0 after 3 quarters of play. 16-0 Florida over the green wave. Now, it's still within reach. I mean, it's like I said, 16-0, an entire quarter to play. But Florida has the ball right now, driving in Tulane territory. The Wave would have to get a defensive stop and get a couple of scores, get back in this ball game. End of 3 quarters. Florida 16, Tulane 0 from Tampa, Florida, and the Gasparilla Bowl. If you want to check it out, by the way, it's on ESPN number 2, The Deuce. If you are watching this program on TV, Cox Channel 4 or Spectrum Channel 333, or maybe on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson live on YouTube. You'll notice a jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on our studio set. If you're listening on the radio, use your imagination. There's a big jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise with that blue cap right on the studio set. It's holiday season. Spread the love. A New Orleans family tradition since 1927. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise for nearly 100 years. Blue Plate mayonnaise. A lot of folks are going to be enjoying Blue Plate mayonnaise over the holiday season. They're already enjoying it year round. But it gets amped up. Turkey sandwiches around Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah, you right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. Fletcher Mackel joined us Fridays with Fletch. WDSU Sports Director Fletcher Mackel. And then just a few minutes ago, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. was with us. 50-something days till the Super Bowl, 52, I believe, until Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans. A Super Bowl infrastructure update. Check out some YouTube. I'll post it right now. Some Twitter, actually, photos. I'm going to throw this one out there right now, this very moment. It's from the French Quarter Journal or something. It's basically a steamroller in the quarter and paving a street like where you could roll a marble down it. Now I'm going to post that literally while we're live on the air. I'm going to post that photo on Twitter because that's huge. That's gigantic. Let's see what we call it. New Orleans, hashtag French Quarter. Streets getting redone, period. No, that's just in time. That's what one thing Mike Leck was talking about. Yes, are a bunch of these projects because of the Super Bowl? I said this before. Thank God for the Super Bowl because there's a deadline and it injects a sense of urgency into the Metro New Orleans community. Otherwise, it would be a tomorrow, mañana, just a laissez-faire attitude. No, instead there's goals and a punch list. No, the paving of the French Quarter streets, getting it done for the Super Bowl. But after the Super Bowl is done, these streets are paved. All these sidewalks are fixed. Every sidewalk in the quarter, these little potholes, old street signs that are torn off, a 6-inch of metal stub sticking out the ground, all that's going to be removed. Where it's concrete, it'll be concrete filled in. Where it's slate, there'll be new slate replacing the old slate. Speaking of slate, the loose pieces of slate all secured. No, French Quarter streets, French Quarter sidewalks, new lighting, new street signs. All that lasts a lot longer than just for February 9th and Super Bowl 59. So that's great news. And the French Quarter is ground zero. Tourists, conventioneers, It's where it all starts. That has to be right. And finally getting it right, and things that'll last for years, maybe even north of a decade. Fantastic. Hey, speaking of fantastic, it's Friday. Why don't you head to the North Shore, Mandeville, and Trey Yen? It's easy. You South Shore folks, 25 short minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. In 25 minutes, you're at the front door at Trey Yen in Mandeville. So good. You North Shore folks, Mandeville, Madisonville, Lacombe, Covington, wherever. Foot of the Causeway in Mandeville. Wonderful Trey Yen. Don't forget the Tong Cho sauce. And don't forget, it's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. It's Trey Yen in Mandeville. So good. I could also say this, don't forget, it's one of the best seafood restaurants in the city. One of the best seafood restaurants in the city. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Gorgeous afternoon now, fading into evening weather. Just nice. Dine outside tonight or drop some coals, light up the gas, do some grilling in the yard. Get outside, enjoy this weather. Walk the dog, walk yourself.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBarre by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Every day, this program on radio, television, on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, home of Lamarck Ford for over 45 years, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state, and also home to your commercial truck, van, SUV dealership, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood on Jefferson Highway. Every day, the program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Let's head to the Carrollton section of Uptown, the Riverbend. Dante Street, right off River Road, a.k.a. Leak Avenue. It's about a 100-year-old little Creole cottage. It's Brigsten's restaurant for nearly 40 years. Frank Brigsten joins us. How you doing, Frank?
Ho, ho, ho! Corey, TGIF!
Yeah, and Christmas, too, a combo.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And it falls really nice for us. We're going to get a 4-day weekend out of the deal.
Yeah. What happens New Year's week? Same thing?
Well, we're going to open for New Year's Eve. Regular menu, regular times. And we'll be closed New Year's Day.
And then reopen on Thursday?
That's correct.
But Christmas.
After tomorrow, next week, we're going to only be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Gotcha.
So if you got family and friends in town, after Christmas dinner, come see us, get some local seafood, some Creole cooking, and we'll take care of you.
So really, you're just losing Tuesday this week. You'd be losing Wednesday anyway. And next week, all you're losing is Wednesday.
That's correct.
Yep. Brigsten's, by the way, folks, Tuesday through Saturday night. They're closed on Sunday and Monday automatically. About 5 p.m. to 8:30, Tuesday through Saturday night. Brigsten's over there in the Riverbend. Speaking of Brigsten's, what's going on over there, Frank? What you got cooking?
Well, we got a new appetizer tonight, Corey.
Oh, boy.
We always like to talk about seasonal foods and what's fresh and available.
Yep.
And it just happens to be rock shrimp season. So these shrimp are caught locally in the Gulf. It's a deep water shrimp. These trawlers go in 1,000 feet of water. There's a couple of small fleets. They work out of Pascagoula and Bayou La Battery in Alabama. And this time of year, you can get them all year round frozen, but this time of year we can get them fresh, and they are beautiful. So we're doing tempura fried rock shrimp with a pomegranate sweet and sour sauce.
Wow. What's that sauce all about?
Oh, my gosh. I came up with this several years ago. I was doing crab rangoon egg rolls, and I wanted to do a sweet and sour sauce. And so, commercial sweet and sour sauce is horrible. Very few people make it from scratch. But if you made it from scratch, the classic way is like ketchup, brown sugar, and vinegar. But I didn't do that. So this one has pomegranate juice, pineapple juice, brown sugar, rice vinegar, and what else? I'm missing something. But yeah, and so it's reduced down. It has a beautiful purple color to it. So it has a fruity characteristic to it. Is sweet and sour.
Wow.
And it's really delightful. And this tempura batter I came up with a few weeks ago. I had some leftover calamari. So I was doing tempura fried calamari. And I love this batter so much, man. It's, classic traditional tempura batter, crispy, made with cornstarch. But I'm going to season it. So there's a little salt and pepper, a little granulated garlic and onion in it, so it has flavor. And it is killer. And it's a perfect way to cook these rock shrimp. I don't like them sauteed so much. There's very few methods that I think really showcase how wonderful these shrimp are. People compare the texture to a lobster, and they have a little sweetness to them.
Yeah.
A nice little chew. And I think this is the perfect way to cook them. So tempura fried rock shrimp, pomegranate sweet and sour sauce. And we'll have that as long as I can get the shrimp. So this weekend and hopefully next week too.
Wow, fantastic. That sounds like an incredible appetizer. What else is happening on the menu? Any entree changes?
Not really. We got all the good stuff, though. Fish is really running nice right now. Beautiful speckled trout, pan-fried trout meuniere with roasted pecans, grilled redfish with smoked corn sauce and chipotle black bean salsa. I changed the fish on the seafood platter. I'm using puppy drum.
Huh.
I love drum when they're small. And these are like 8-ounce fillets, 10 ounce at the most. So it's a nice thickness, and they cook beautifully on our flat top griddle. So on the seafood platter, you have grilled puppy drum fish with sauteed crab meat and lemon crab sauce. Also on the platter is shrimp cornbread with smoked corn butter, baked oyster LaRuth, fennel baked oyster, and a kicky little thing called blackened tuna fish salad with cucumber.
What's that all about?
Well, I blacken tuna, like we do.
Just cube it up.
Yeah, it's kind of cooked medium rare, medium, really. And then I chill it and flake it and mix it with a little hard-boiled egg and a homemade green onion dressing. And that's served in a little, we mold it with a little cup on top of a slice of cucumber. And it's different. It really is. I had a lady in the other night who hates tuna fish, but she got the platter anyway, and she tried it and loved it.
Yeah, I'm not a big tuna fish eater, but I like tuna.
Yeah, I think you would like it. It's different.
Yep.
The name is, something that people are familiar with, but you've never had anything like this. It's well seasoned, of course, kind of chunky, and different. It's delicious.
Hey, tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, it'll be like 38, 39. The high temperatures in the 50s. That's gumbo eating weather. Some
Yeah, it is. We need to talk soup, man.
Yeah, what you got going over there? I know at least 2, if not 3, huh?
Yeah, we're running a trifecta of soups this weekend. We have, of course, filet gumbo with chicken andouille, our very popular butternut shrimp bisque, and also lobster bisque. So you got 3 choices there. If you want to call and get a pint or a quart to go, we can arrange that too this week, next week. So soups are flying out of the kitchen, Corey. This week with the cold weather, we're like running out of soup cups.
Hey, if I want a nice steak or pork chop, you got me covered, right?
Oh, yeah. We got our classic grilled certified Angus beef filet, 6 ounces, topped with a tasso marchand de vin sauce and garnished with thinly fried shallot rings. Really wonderful. The pork chop is our cool weather pork dish, pan roasted pork chop with apple cider pan gravy. We kind of quick braise the pork chop with this apple gravy, and it comes out rich, dark, delicious. And that's garnished with a little braised Napa cabbage. Really nice cold weather dish. Roast duck a l'orange with dirty rice. It's citrus season here in Louisiana. Navel oranges, Meyer lemons, satsumas, all that stuff. So classic preparation of roast duck a l'orange.
Frank, what are you personally doing for Christmas? What are you going to be eating on Christmas Day?
You know, I have no idea.
Wow.
Me and the three sisters, Mona, Rhonda, and Sandy, we're going to go out Christmas Eve to have dinner at the Windsor Court.
Nice.
The grill room.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's just us. Our niece went out of town with her kids. Her husband's working up in Virginia. So it's just us four. That's going to be our Christmas. And then Mona and I are just going to chill and hang out at the house Christmas Day. If somebody comes over, fine. But that's what we're going to do.
No, I got to put that on my list. I've been trying to come up with restaurants, Frank, that I haven't been to lately. Like
the grill room's fabulous. We had lunch there a few months ago, and it was delightful.
Yep. No, that's. I got to get that on my list. I got Les Petite Grocery and Gabrielle, things like that. And it's been a while since I've been to Irene's in the quarter of Bayona. So,
I tell you what, we went out to eat last night, Corey. We went to the theater. Marna and I went to the Orpheum to see the LPO, the holiday concert with the wonderful Robin Barnes and Doreen Ketchum, this amazing vocalist and clarinetist. Gosh, she blew us away.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So that was a lovely, lovely show. But before we went and had a quick dinner at Zazu. And Chef Susan Monick. Oh my God, exquisite cuisine. I had scallops, and they had a halibut special. And we love halibut. We both got that.
Wow.
And it was amazing. And it's a beautiful room. I think people don't think about Zazu enough. But it's a hidden gem right there in Mid-City. Easy parking. I park on Canal Street, just half a block away.
Yep.
And the room is gorgeous.
No, I'm glad you mentioned
that. Gracious and hospitable. We had a lovely time.
No, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Plus, what a great evening going down to the Orpheum. Frank.
Oh, the best.
Yep. Hey, Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you next week.
Merry Christmas to all of you. Enjoy this holiday season with your family and friends. I love you.
Yeah, you're right, Frank. Thanks so much.
All right, Corey.
That's Frank Brigsten, Brigtsen's Restaurant, 861-7610.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If If you want to be part of our .com.
For decades on Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Causeway. Smoothie King.
Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where locals go to get away.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it.
Check it out.
You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you're right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program, heading into a cold weekend. Starting out in the high 30s. We might see mid 50s, really low 50s. About a 15-degree swing all day from like 38 to maybe 53. Saturday and Sunday. Nippy out there, cold weekend. Enjoy it, because it'll warm right back up next week. Hey, speaking of the weekend, they're open on Sunday. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Eyewear that's as unique as you. Art and Eyes on Magazine. In between Napoleon and Louisiana, the Riverside of Magazine. Thoughtfully curated eyewear, the finest eyewear manufacturers in the world. Name brands you've never, ever heard of. Name brands you've never, ever heard of. But you go to Art and Eyes on Magazine if you're a prescription eyewear wearer, or if you just need a great pair of sunglasses. And right away, just touch, feel, try on. You'll notice the quality. Frames from Europe, Japan, the United States. Again, name brands you've never heard of. Makita, Matsuda, Jacques-Marie Mage, about 50 designer brands, the best in the world. Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you wear prescription eyewear or just need a great pair of sunglasses, this is an incredible eyewear shop, a boutique that you might only find like in San Francisco, New York, or Paris. Eyewear that's as unique as you. Yeah, wear something no one else has. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's that time of year. Guys, Woodhouse Day Spa. This is more of a public service announcement than a commercial. 5 area locations, 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. It's holiday season. Every year you go through this. Every gift-giving time you go through it. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, her birthday, your anniversary, holiday season. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. WoodhouseSpas.com. You can check out the website, the 5 locations, book an appointment for her. Print your own gift cards online. WoodhouseSpas.com. Problem solved, guys. Woodhouse Day Spa, problem solved. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, Michael Hecht joined us from Greater New Orleans Inc. You know, he sent me a photo in the French Quarter, just brand new blacktop, new asphalt, streets paved in the quarter, just as smooth as silk. Fantastic. Curb to curb, brand new blacktop. Big old, steamrollers flattening it out, just perfectly flat, level. Sidewalks getting repaired, no more loose slate or potholes, no more twisted or even broken ankles. Sidewalks getting fixed, all the streets getting fixed. The great thing about this, it's for the Super Bowl, February 9th, but it lasts years, maybe even a decade or more after that. We all win from this. Folks that are complaining like, wow, they're only doing this because of the Super Bowl. They only did this because of, Taylor Swift. Yeah. But the thing is, that's just what got the buttons pushed. That lit a flame under New Orleans' rear end. That gave the project a sense of urgency, a deadline. But it's a lot bigger than that. February 9th will come and go in 52 days. Super Bowl 59 will come and go. But after that, for the next few years, maybe even north of a decade, we'll have great streets and sidewalks in the French Quarter. I don't know who can be against that. Great stuff. Michael Hecht talking about that 52-day countdown until Super Bowl 59 right here in New Orleans. Boy, the Green Wave struggling. 26-0, Florida on top of the Green Wave. 26-0, about 6.5 minutes to go in the game. In Tampa, Gasparilla Bowl, the Green Wave, they were 9-2. They're going to lose their last 3 in a row to finish it. 9-5, from 9-2 to 9-5. Florida was like 4-5. They're going to finish 8-5, kind of the diametric opposite. 475 yards of Gator offense, 475. Tulane's got about $140. 26-0. 6:20 and counting to go in the game. Tulane's going to lose in Tampa to the Florida Gators, the red-hot Florida Gators. Fletcher Mackel, speaking of the Green Wave, he joined us in the 4 o'clock hour, another edition of Fridays with Fletch. It's December. It's almost Christmas. The Saints and Pelicans have 5 wins each. 5 wins each. And the Pels started 2-0 like the Saints. So not a lot of wins since those 2-0 starts for both franchises. Just 3 victories for each team the last few months. That's brutal. Fletcher joined us to talk about that. Next week, we're going to talk to him. I said, let's talk about the state of college football. Like in the last 18 months to 2 years or so, college football went from being the game we've always known, basically, to NFL Junior. Free agency with the transfer portal, and it's not NIL. It's not name, image, likeness getting paid for that. It's pay to play. It's pay to play, and it's free agency. It's the NFL Junior in college football. But Tulane Green Wave coach John Summerall, who joined us on the program a few weeks ago, says it best. Adapt or change, a change and adapt or die. Change and adapt or die. You can argue about it. You can complain about it. You can bitch about it. Or you can go, hey, these are the rules, and play by those rules and do your best at what exists. Complaining is not going to... You're Nick Saban. You've put in a career of football. You can call it a day. And that's what got his retirement going. That's what accelerated Nick Saban's retirement, the state of college football today. I think if there was no NIL, and especially really the NIL was the problem. It was the pay to play and the free agency. without that, Nick Saban would still be coaching Alabama. Brian Kelly, kind of long in the tooth, he's about 60, but he's young enough to change and adapt, and he's embracing the change. John Summerall is like 42. It's much easier for him at that age to adapt and realize what's going on. But an old school coach like Saban, he's like, I don't want to deal with this. I remember the old Saints general manager, Jim Finks. He was a pre-NFL free agency GM. Plan B, which was super free agency light in the NFL in the late 80s before real free agency kicked in the early 90s. Plan B was a struggle for Jim Finks to handle. Free agency, just not built for it. He was old school. He was used to the old way. So adapting and changing would have been hard for Finks. Nick Saban, same thing, just retired. Jim Finks got sick, kind of forced retirement. Hey, New Orleans, tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best? One more thing to get off your checklist for 2025. Get rid of the bad dry cleaner, the dry cleaner that irritates you, but you feel compelled to stick with them. You've been with them for years, yet they don't do your clothing or you right. Young's Dry Cleaning will take care of you and your clothing. Since 1940, sterling reputation, a New Orleans institution for 85 years. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations. They got you covered. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Gorgeous evening in New Orleans. Cool and crisp. Temperatures will be dropping all the way into the high 30s when you wake up in the morning. Yeah, I guess about a 20 degree, 25 degree drop in temperature over the next 12 hours. From like 63 a little while ago to like 38 tomorrow morning. So 25 degrees in about 12 hours. Sunday, kind of a rinse and repeat, slightly warmer. Like instead of 37, 38, it might be 39 on Sunday. Instead of a high of 53 on Saturday, maybe 54, 55 on Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, high 30s to start the day, really low 50s, mid 50s at best for the high. So a cool, crisp weekend. Right now, what you're experiencing weather-wise, this is the high temperature to like early next week. The entire weekend, daytime, nighttime, Saturday, Sunday, will be cooler than it is right now outside. No, a little nippy out there. A little winter mix. And then next week, warming right back up. The non-summer season in New Orleans, like I've always said, gets too cold, gets too warm. It's the non-summer season. Within 24, 36 hours, it'll be 60 degrees again. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition, 5 o'clock power hour. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Coming right back.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans. Precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
If you have friends or family coming in this holiday season and they're staying at your house and you're like, man, it's just going to be crowded. It's sort of an inconvenience. Just makes it less than a perfect time. Why don't you put friends and family up at somewhere special in New Orleans where everyone wins? You free up your house. They're happy to be here at this place I'm about to tell you about. Everyone wins. And you're not just sticking them at some random hotel. Want them to stay somewhere special in New Orleans? Set them up at the Grand Victorian, this magnificent bed and breakfast on historic St. Charles Avenue on the streetcar line in the Garden District. This mansion was built in 1893, meticulously renovated, over 130 years old. The best of the old and the new. Bathrooms are modern, flat screen TV, obviously air conditioning and heat. But an old New Orleans mansion on St. Charles Avenue, now the Grand Victorian. An incredible bed and breakfast. If you're listening or watching from outside the city, a great way to visit New Orleans. If you're living here in Metro New Orleans, a great place for your staycation. Or like I said, if you have friends or family coming in for the holidays, put them up at the Grand Victorian. Everyone wins. GVBB.com to book a room at the Grand Victorian. GVBB.com, the Grand Victorian. Still a few rooms available for Super Bowl, like 2 left. Valentine's Day weekend, just a couple of rooms left. Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest, just a few rooms left. Mardi Gras fully sold out. All these other event times I mentioned, like Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest, they're going to sell out. Book your room right now. GVBB.com, the Grand Victorian Bed and Breakfast. Corey Johnson with you. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Started things out with Fletcher Mackel joining us. Then it was Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. Frank Brigsten, just a little while ago from his restaurant in the Riverbend, talking food like we do on Fridays. 26 zip Gators all over the green wave in the Gasparilla Bowl. What a gorgeous day today was. Blue skies, cool and crisp. We peaked out around 64, 65 degrees. So you could get away with going, somewhere without having to wear like sweater, coat, hat, gloves. Just perfect weather. I mean, almost shorts and a t-shirt, but a little cooler than that. Now we're dipping into the 50s. We won't see the 60s again till early next week. Tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, we wake up high 30s. And the high temperature Saturday and Sunday, like low 50s, 53 degrees or so. So a nippy, cool, and crisp weekend. And then we warm up next week again. Typical non-summer season in New Orleans. Lebanon's Cafe is open right now. 7 days a week, they open up at 11 a.m. every morning, and they roll straight through the day, open all day long till 9:30 at night. 9:30 every night, 7 days a week. Sunday night till 9:30. Indoor dining, outdoor dining, to-go orders. Lamb chop, shish kebab, so good. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn, where Carrollton Avenue's one lane in between Claiborne's and the Riverbend. Lebanon's Cafe, you will not be disappointed. No, I like Lebanon's because it's authentic, fresh, large portions, priced right. Tough to beat Lebanon's Cafe. Corey Johnson with you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. What's that, Blue Boy? Most of us are very, very fortunate. There's no doubt about it, buddy. Be kind to people. Take on something positive that you can implement into 2025 for the new year. Blue Boy, you're just a basset hound, but you're a genius. Have a great weekend. See you Monday, straight up 4 o'clock right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.